Ladies and gentlemen, look like Emmett Till's family is digging in for the fight. I like how they are not giving up on this fight for justice. We know how they get down in this society, but despite all of that, they are still fighting and demanding the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham. So the family of Emmett Till files lawsuit demanding sheriff arrest Carolyn Bryant Donham. And there's no reason why she shouldn't be. Y'all have arrested other elderly people with no problem. You never had no issue with it until it's Carolyn Bryant Donham. Now there's an issue. You can miss us all. Okay, nobody is trying to hear it. So, in a federal lawsuit filed earlier this week, a family member of Emmett Till is demanding the LaFleur County Sheriff Ricky Banks serve an arrest warrant from 1955 on Carolyn Bryant Donham for her role in the death of Emmett Till. Last year, five members of a search group, including Till's family, found an unserved 1955 arrest warrant for Brian at LaFleur County Courthouse. Let me show you that warrant again. It's been a while since we've seen it. Okay, so here is the 1955 original arrest warrant for Carolyn Bryant Donham. She was Carolyn Bryant at that time. Her brother in law, J.W. Millam, and her husband, Roy Bryant. So we all seen this before because I did a video and I showed it a while back. So Till, a 14-year-old boy from Chicago, was visiting family in Mississippi when he had been, his fateful encounter, his unfortunate encounter with Carolyn Bryant back then. And Brian was 20 years old at the time. She sure looked older than 20 years old in those pictures, but I'm just saying, count from that day differ, but witnesses allege Emmett whistled at Brian, who now Dunham, at the market she owned with her husband in Money, Mississippi. Later, her husband, Roy Bryan, and J.W. Millam took Till from his bed. No, they snatched him out of that house violently. And y'all trying to, look at how they're phrasing it. Took him from his bed. Like they just walked in and just got him up, just woke him up like it was nothing. Come on, Emmett, wake up. We're going to take you with us. No, that act was violent. They kicked in the door and went in the house and violently snatched him out of there. So, ladies and gentlemen, they had beat him severely. He was tortured. He was tortured, beaten, shot in the head, and his body was tossed in the Tallahatchie River. And we saw what his body looked like, completely mutilated. Okay, so they were both, we know, were acquitted by an all white jury. And you see the old black and white pictures with Carolyn Bryant and her sister in law smiling from ear to ear. In fact, they're all smiling after they beat the case, which took very little time. It was an all white male jury. And so enough said, 1955. So they were both acquitted following a trial in which Carolyn Bryant testified that Till grabbed and verbally threatened her. Now, that just doesn't make sense that somebody would just walk in a store, grab and verbally threaten you at the age of 14. 14-year-olds just don't do that, especially with grown-ups. So, anyway, in 2007, a Mississippi grand jury declined to indict Dunham on any charges. Now, they're making all these claims about her age and she's old. Well, Bill Cosby was old and y'all had zero evidence on him. All you had was the word of a bunch of women that never proved one single thing. It was all on hearsay. All right. So it was Carolyn Bryant's lie that sent Roy Bryant and J.W. Millam into a rage, which resulted in the mutilation of Emmett Till's body into a sick, unrecognizable condition. The newly filed lawsuit states the Lafleur County Sheriff is complicit in the trio's escape from justice, even though both Roy Bryan and J.W. Millam admitted to the crime. It continued. To this day, the warrant issued for Carolyn Bryant remains unserved. Carolyn Bryant's whereabouts are known. Yeah, she's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where they found her. And I did a video on that and had a bunch of the pictures that they took of her. At her apartment, she was living with her son. And that was around the time there was a real bad flood in Kentucky, but it just didn't hit Carolyn Bryant where she was living. So this action is being brought in order to compel the Lafleur County Sheriff to serve the warrant upon Carolyn Bryant, it added. CNN has reached out to banks for comment. So that's where it stands right now. They're not giving up, you know, but remember, they got an anti lynching bill named after Emmett Till. And just think that bill would not even work for him. If you think they're going to admit to lynching when we know they still do, if you think they're going to admit to lynching, you got another thought coming. Every time there is a lynched black body found, they're going to scream suicide right there at the scene without any kind of medical examination. That's what they've been doing this whole time. So even that anti lynching bill would not even help Emmett Till, and it's named after him. You know, you see how they insult us every single day up in here. You don't have to lie about racism. Racism happens on a daily basis in America. There's no need to lie about it. Okay? There's no need to lie. And Emmett Till, he should receive justice. Okay? And y'all see what they do to wherever his marker is. They'll shoot it up every single year. They'll go out there and riddle it with bullets. So that just goes to show you they feel nothing for Emmett Till. They felt nothing for him back then. And even to this very day, they feel nothing about Emmett Till. They don't feel nothing about MLK either. They just try to weaponize him against us, which it doesn't work, but in their minds it does. But that mess don't work. Never did work. Didn't work the first time they said it, and it don't work now. But y'all, please tell me what you think about the family of Emmett Till filing this lawsuit. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.